Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Crowd Chatter podcast. Man, has it been a while? We got very busy. I had a lot of work to do. I had a bunch of days at work. I also had a lot of other stuff I needed to do, and so getting podcast videos in was getting very difficult. So it's been a while since we've been on the channel here, and a lot has happened in the top 25 polls. Is what this video will be, as I'll be going over the AP top 25 and the first time in nearly a month now. So there's going to be a lot of different changes. There's going to be teams all over the place in this poll. But a lot of other news that we will have here on the channel. If you just want to, skip ahead to when I'm actually going to just go over the poll, you can skip to like 4 minutes in. But if you want to hear the announcements I'm about to make, you can stick around for a bit. But first thing, we got a lot of football videos that will be coming out very soon for the NFL. Once the Super Bowl has completed, of which congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs on winning the NFC and AFC respectively. Obviously, they will face each other in Arizona for the Super Bowl. Should be an interesting game. Once that game is finished, there will be every single day a video on a division for the NFL, like a preseason, like an off-season preview for each division. They'll come out every day about probably like noon or 1 or something like that. Probably 1. I'd say every day at 1 o'clock there'll be a new division every day following the Super Bowl. And it'll go in order from like what divisions were eliminated first to, of course, the division that wins the Super Bowl, whether that's the NFC, East with the Philly Eagles or the AFC West of the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll go in order of that. I will be recording all those videos, obviously, this week, which is going to take a lot of work. And there's a lot of recording, obviously. But it'll all come out every day. Also, we will have some Bubble Watch videos starting this week. They'll be coming out along with this one. They were supposed to start last week, but like I said, I was very busy, and so I was not able to do any of that stuff. So I'll be doing the Bubble Watch stuff today. And another thing for college basketball, for the first time here on the channel, don't really know all the details yet. Don't know who else we're gonna have on there. But plan is like I said, don't really know all the details yet. But come the selection show for college basketball, we'll be doing a live reaction here on the podcast. So as it's of course playing, we'll have probably similar to this setup, maybe a little different. We'll have a setup ready, hopefully like this. I still gotta figure it out, obviously, because I've never done a live stream before. But we will have a live reaction on the channel. We'll kind of like go through the matchups as we go. There's a live video. We've never done a live video before. I feel like it's gonna be pretty fun. Do a live reaction on here for the first time. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we haven't worked out all the details yet, but plan is we'll be doing a live reaction to the selection show. Probably at about maybe 5 it'll probably start at about 5 or maybe 5:30. As I said, working out all the details. We'll get it out to you. Hopefully before the selection show comes around. But we'll work out the details as soon as possible. With all that said, let's get into this video, which is going over the new AP poll, which is a little interesting towards the end. But let's get into it. We've had a lot of upsets since the last time I went over this top 25 poll. Purdue was actually one upset victim this past Saturday, but due to so many other upsets behind them, they still stayed at number 1. Just barely ahead of Houston, but Purdue remains the number 1 team in the country, even after a loss to Indiana on Saturday, with the Cougars going in at number 2. I've said this before. I'll say this again. I think this is going to be one of the more wild years of college basketball. The tournament this year is going to be absolutely insane because all these teams. I mean, you look at even number 4. Obviously, you got Bama at 3. During the SEC Big 12 Challenge, they went to Norman, Oklahoma, and they got smoked. And they're a number 3 team in the country. I mean, they're the number 3 team in the land, and they went on the road to facing a 500 team and lost by almost nearly 30 points. I mean, you never know what happens this year in college basketball. Arizona, I mean, they're number 4 in the land. They've lost to 3 crud teams in the Pac-12. I mean, it's just a completely wild season, and anything can happen on any given day. So it's going to be very crazy in the NCAA tournament. But Bama number 3, Arizona number 4, as I obviously said, with Houston 2. The Longhorns with a big jump this week. They got to number 5 after wins over Baylor and Kansas State. Big wins for Texas, considering how nasty the Big 12 is this year. Tennessee took a tumble after losing on the road against Florida. If you don't know this, you don't want to be number 2 in the country, apparently. As number 2 in the land has lost the past like 2 or 3 weeks now. So I wish you luck, Houston. UCLA up 2 spots, number 7. Virginia down 2 to 8. Kansas number 9, and then a shocker, Marquette is a top 10 team. They move up 4 spots to number 10 in the country. What a year it's been for Shaka Smart and the Golden Eagles. And what year it's been for Iowa State as they find themselves at number 11 after getting that big win just Saturday against Kansas. And as I said, the Big 12 is nasty. I mean, and this goes on to prove it. Kansas State is just number 12, and they just had a big tumble because they lost 2 games to Texas and Kansas. I mean, it's just a lethal conference. And Xavier is 13th in the country. Big East has got a couple heavy hitters, Xavier and Marquette being the best. But Xavier having a really good season as well. Baylor at number 14. They had a slow start to the year. They have quickly picked up the pace since then. St. Mary's is number 15. St. Mary's has been a big surprise. This St. Mary's team is undefeated in conference play and just beat Gonzaga, who is directly behind them. But St. Mary's has been very impressive. I actually watched a bit of that game against Gonzaga, and St. Mary's might actually be decent. Normally they're not, obviously, but St. Mary's might actually have a legitimate team. So does Gonzaga, of course, but St. Mary's might not be a total chump change this year. Obviously, as I said, 10-0 in the conference. Gonzaga dropping 4 spots after losing at St. Mary's. TCU would drop 2 after a loss to Oklahoma State. Indiana, even after losing at Maryland in a pretty ugly game, they get the home upset over Purdue, which would vault them up 3 spots to 18th. Michigan will play them on Saturday night on the 11th. Good luck, Wolverines. We need every win we can get. Miami, Florida, moving up 4 to 19. Providence down to number 20. And then we have the bottom 5 here, which has some newcomers. UConn would move up a bit again somehow. I don't know how they're still ranked, but UConn moves up to number 21. And then you got all the new teams in the poll, along with one that just stuck around. NC State would join the poll at number 22. Somehow Creighton would join the poll at number 23. Rutgers would jump in at number 24. And then San Diego State would just hold on, dropping to number 25, with the 3 teams dropping out being Florida Atlantic, who had a really good stretch. Charleston was also ranked for a while. That was also weird. Clemson would also drop out along with Auburn. So I look at this. My opinion: Creighton nor Rutgers should be ranked. Neither Rutgers, maybe not Creighton. They're an 8-loss team. That team has some really ugly losses. I know they've been better as of late, but that is not a great Creighton team. They have 8 losses. Duke should be, as much as I hate Duke, Duke should be way ahead of them in the polls. But that's the top 25, and that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got a lot of stuff to do for all the different bubble watch stuff that I need to do. If you watched that last year, it only lasted like 2 weeks, and I forgot to do it again. So I'll be going over that again this time, and of course we'll continue that until the selection show. At least I'm gonna try and be more consistent with it this year because I was supposed to last year and I never did. So that's it for this one. As I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, adios, everyone.